What's up, everybody? I'm Joel.
I'm Hugh.
And we're here on behalf of Drafthouse Games to present to you Last Call, the final say on board games. Today we have Welcome To.
Welcome To it's in the new category of the brand new thing of roll and writes that everybody's really excited about this year. The difference on this game is there's no dice. You have this set of cards that are two-sided. So you're gonna get your sheet of paper, which is like this. He has a pen right there.
We're gonna name our city here. Classic Hugh style. Welcome to hell.
Welcome to hell. So when you're starting the game, and this game can be played from 1 to as many of these sheets of paper as you have, because you're basically playing by yourself. And you're trying to get the highest score you can possibly get. So at the beginning of the game, these are building plans.
Like special objectives that you can have throughout the game.
There's going to be 3 of them. There's going to be a plan 1, a plan 2, and a plan 3. And they're just going to be varied from each game to game. There's enough to randomize it for quite a while. Then what you're going to do is you're going to get these cards and you're going to put them into 3 piles. We're not going to really go crazy here, but
so we got our 3 piles here, and what it'll actually look like is something like this.
Yeah.
So every turn, you're going to be choosing one of the 3 numbers to use. You're gonna have to put that number onto one of the houses somewhere on your board, and then you're also going to activate a power that goes along with it. That's one of these icons on the back of the cards here. The important thing to note about the numbers is that you are going in ascending order left to right. So smallest number here, highest number over here. You can't break that rule unless there's an icon that allows you to do so, like this particular one does.
Right. So there's a bunch of different special cards when you're flipping them over. So if you're going to do this 4, you're going to get this BIS. This allows you to copy a number that you've already written down.
So if I have a 10 written over here on my board, it's going to be really hard to see. I can put this 4 anywhere on the board that I so choose. Perhaps I want to start it on the lower value here. But now I can add another 10 to the left or to the right of that previous one, and then write BIS beside it to say that it's basically not breaking the rule, which is going to allow me, it's going to make it a little easier to fill in the spots that are still available here. Because instead of this being, say, a 9 here, it's now a 10, which means that opens up for being a 9 over here, or any number below that particular number that you're on. Likewise, going the other way, it'll be easier to put higher numbers in.
Okay, so while you're playing the game, that's one of the ones that gives you a negative. So when you're marking it off, you're going to have to go to the red section on your scoreboard.
So down here, every time one of these icons gets used, you will be marking somewhere on the associated area. So in this particular case, this one here, the BIS, this is actually negative points at the end. So I'm going to cross out the smallest number because I've used that. And now this is going to be at least a -1 at the end of the game. However, I could use this many more times and end up with a much higher negative.
Right. And like I said, sometimes when you're playing, like the plan will be, do 5 BISs in your system, and that'll get you bonus points. But most of the time, it is just a negative point. It's not going to help you at all. Some of the other special cards are swimming pool.
So if you happen to be putting a number down on an area that actually has a pool, you'll get to mark the pool out on the board, and then also mark it down here at the bottom of the board, which will give you points at the end.
Yeah. And then we got, let's do this one first, construction. So you pick this 14 and this construction. That means this number can go up 1 or 2 points. So that makes this 14 actually a 12 through a 16.
Yes, it can also go down -2.
Right.
So it gives you a range on those numbers. And again, you'll get to mark it down on the bottom of the board. There'll be points at the end for the most construction used, also for second and third, depending on how many players you have.
Right. And then some of the other cards, you have a parking, or a park.
A park.
A park. So when you're doing the park, say the 14 in the park, wherever you put your house for 14 on your sheet, you get to mark off one of your parks. The more parks you use in the row, the more points it's going to score you.
Yes, at the end of the game, you'll take whatever the lowest number is on each row. You'll put it down here into the parks area and add them all together, and that'll be part of your total.
And then we have fences. Oh, yeah. Then we have fences, which is on the board. You're going to get a number. You're going to be able to put your number in, and then you're going to bar out one of the white dotted spaces.
It's going to break your lots down into smaller lots, which interact with the purple card here.
Purple card, as you fill it in, you're going to go, if you choose a purple card, you're going to fill in this farthest number as you go. We've played the game 5 times now.
Mm-hmm.
I do not know how this would ever get all filled in.
Yeah, I've gotten it up to around the 4s section, but it is difficult to use that many of those purple things. But what they'll actually do is, once I've used this card, I'll then mark out the furthest number to the left that is also the highest number in that column, and that will add a multiplier at the end of the game for different spots that have been marked off with your fences. So if I get a single unit, which has a fence on either side, and I've crossed this off, that will now be worth times 3 instead of the original times 2. 2s will start out at being worth times 2, but of course if you mark enough of them off, you can get up to times 4, and it continues down the row.
Right.
So at the end of the game, if you've received any bonus points off of the objectives, you'll write those down. You'll add up all of your parks. You'll add up all of your pools. You will see if you qualify for points on the construction. You will multiply all of your lots by their worth, which is anywhere from 1 to 6. So a 6-house lot is immediately worth 6 points. If you've somehow managed to drag it all the way down to the very end there, it would be worth 12 points. It sounds impossible from what we've seen. You will minus the bisque cards that you've used here, the points for those, and if you have, if at any time you did not have a legal placement because the numbers do not fit, those will cause you to cross off in this section over here, which could be worth negative points at the end. Game will end in 3 ways. 1, you've finished all of the houses. They each have a number.
Right. You've completed all 3 of the business plans, the blueprints or whatever they are.
Yes.
And then
or one of the people playing has 3 times not had a legal placement based on the numbers of the cards shown. Person with most points at the end of the game wins.
Yeah. It is point salad city. Big time.
Yes, super. There's so many combinations of ways to get points.
Right.
There are ones that seem to be worth more than others, obviously, but you're never going to have like the perfect run of, okay, I'm guaranteed I'm going to take this, and this. So you're just kind of looking for the best combo available to you at the time.
Yeah. I mean, for me, you're going to say Blue Label. I'm going to say Black Label. The only thing I can...
Spoilers.
The only thing I can say is the fact that the roll and write games, the only problem I have with them as board games, as playing them to the table, they're fun, just like Yahtzee. But
they're all Yahtzee.
Once they become an app on your phone, and you don't have to fill in the sheet, the app does it for you. I don't know if I'll ever come back and play it as a board game. Is probably my problem with it.
What makes this one different then?
Well, like as a card and write, because it's not a roll and write. For me, it does have a lot of theme. It has a very specific theme to it of you building your little suburban area of town. a lot of the roll and writes are very just, here's your block with numbers and you're just putting them in. There is no theme at all. We're not even gonna put anything. We're not even gonna try to fool you. It's just you roll dice, you fill numbers in. And again, a problem with those games for me is like if you're playing Yahtzee, it's so much easier to just play Yahtzee on the app than it is to play it at the table. But I mean, for me, this is the best roll and write, card and write, whatever they want to call it, that I've ever played.
Well, see, I've not really made it through many of the other roll and write style games yet. I think this is actually really the first one I've had at the table.
Well, I mean, you've played Yahtzee.
Well, yeah, I meant of the new breed.
Yeah, the new breed.
But yes, I did. I mean, I don't dislike it.
Right.
I usually like games that are a little more interactive, and this is one of those games where I have zero effect on the other players outside of if I complete a plan here, I have the chance to
score higher points than them at the beginning.
No, I have the chance to reshuffle the deck, and maybe I've seen a certain set of cards go by, and I'm like, I already know people have filled those in, so I can screw them over a bit by reintroducing those cards earlier.
And the faster you do that, you have a chance to end the game.
Right, but I do also like the fact that everybody's playing simultaneous, so there really is no slowdown. Like, a turn is only as long as the slowest player. You're never waiting to play the game, which is good, versus like a Yahtzee where you are waiting. You know, if you play with 6 people, it's going to be a while till you go again.
Right.
If I play with 6 people here, it should be the exact same amount of time as if I played with 2 or as if I played with 30.
Yeah. I mean, for me, again, the look of this game is really good.
It is. It's clean. It's nice.
The iconography is super simple to figure out.
Yes. You
open this game, 5-10 minutes later, you're playing this game after explaining it to a big group of people.
Yeah, and there's nothing particularly wrong with the game. I'm just not feeling it. Like, it doesn't have the grandiose. It's weird to say that it's not like big enough, because there are certain small games that are black label games. Deep Sea Adventure, I'm looking at you. It's the smallest game, but like, it's just sort of perfect. And this one feels sort of the same way. It just isn't over that edge. It's a high blue, but it's not.
So you're high 80s.
Yeah.
I think I'm low 90s, so I don't mind.
But around here, that's the difference between blue and black, right? Yeah. White is basically 70 to 79, blue is 80 to 89, black is 90 through 100.
Right.
And it's just right there on the edge for me. Yeah. So, like, I guess I will concede a black label to come to a consensus.
Yeah.
Because it's not that far off for me. And of course, if this isn't the game for me, and it's not that far off for me, anybody who enjoys this particular type of game, this should be a real high, top shelf, special kind of game.
And the price on it is like super good. I mean, it's like $24, and I mean, you get 100 of these. And you said there's a PDF in there?
Right, there's a QR code inside to take you to a website, I believe, to just get extra copies of the board, because you can run out. But again, there's 100 in there. Yeah. Even if you're playing steadily with 5 people, that's 20 playthroughs on the game. You got plenty in the box to keep you going for quite a while. Right. There's also, just physically, there's enough stuff in the box. We hate that. We hate that around here. Yeah. When you open a box and you're just like, what exactly did I pay for? Right? I get this, to some extent you're talking about I'm paying for the enjoyment of the game. But a movie costs the same no matter how much it is. Right? Games don't have that sort of attachment of like, this equals X, and they should. Right.
And not a lot of reviewers will jump out there and basically say, hey, for the money.
Yeah.
You're getting your money's worth.
But we appreciate the ones who do, so we're gonna do it.
Right. And you get your money's worth with this game.
So I think we've hit it.
Yeah, Black Label for me. I mean, it's solid. And if you're a roll and write type person, and this is a family game. You can play this with your family, definitely. And then it can also be competitive, where you're sitting at a table with a bunch of friends trying to outscore each other.
Yeah, you're talking probably 8 or 9 at least on the age, but at that point, yes, everybody's on board.
Right.
No problem. So I think that's going to be it. Last call on Welcome to Black Label.
Black Label.
Last call. Little pencils are terrible. Don't ever give me these, all right? I got 8,000 pens. I don't need this thing.
You do need pens for this game, because with the pencils, you really cannot see the fences when you fill them in. So you're going to need pens instead of the little tiny pencils.
Throw those out
You
of the
don't
box,
really
all right?
Yeah.
This thing's murder games and this murder golf. Not cool.